और इस वक्त की बड़ी खबर ये आपको बता दें कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने 12 बीजेपी विधायकों का 1 साल के निलंबन पर रोक लगा दी। ये बड़ी खबर इस वक्त की है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने फैसले को असंवैधानिक, गैर कानूनी करार दिया है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा है कि विधायकों को एक सेशन से ज्यादा निलंबित नहीं किया जा सकता। तो ये बड़ी खबर इस वक्त की आपको बता दें, सुप्रीम कोर्ट द्वारा बीजेपी के जो 12 विधायक थे उनके निलंबन पर 1 साल के निलंबन पर रोक लगा दी गई है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने साफ तौर पर कहा है कि विधायकों को एक सेशन से ज्यादा निलंबित नहीं किया जा सकता। तो ये बड़ी खबर इस बीच आपको बता दें, सुप्रीम कोर्ट जो 12 बीजेपी विधायक थे जिनके निलंबन का मामला था, उसमें सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एक फैसला आया है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने 12 बीजेपी विधायकों का 1 साल के लिए जो निलंबन था उस पर रोक लगा दी है। तो बीजेपी के 12 विधायक थे जिन पर 1 साल के निलंबन की मांग की गई थी, हालांकि इस पर अब रोक लगा दी गई है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इस पूरे फैसले को आपको बता दें असंवैधानिक करार दिया है, साथ ही साथ गैर कानूनी भी बताया है। कोर्ट की तरफ से साफ साफ शब्दों में कह दिया गया है कि विधायकों को एक सेशन यानी एक सत्र से ज्यादा निलंबित नहीं किया जा सकता, ये कोर्ट की तरफ से कहा गया है। और सुप्रीम कोर्ट का ये बड़ा फैसला इस वक्त, ये बड़ी खबर इस वक्त आपको बता दें, 12 बीजेपी के विधायक जिनको 1 साल निलंबन की मांग की गई थी, उस पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट का एक बड़ा फैसला सामने आया है। और हमारी सहयोगी राधिका इस वक्त हमारे साथ जुड़े, इस पर ज्यादा अपडेट के लिए राधिका, टेल अस मोर ऑन दिस न्यूज।
That's right. You know, in the previous court hearing, in the previous Supreme Court hearings, the Supreme Court had very clearly stated that injustice had been done. The act was completely unconstitutional and unwarranted and goes against the ethos of the Constitution. So, the Supreme Court, in fact, slammed the Maharashtra government over the suspension of all these 2 MLAs for a year. It said that you cannot create a constitutional void, height a situation for the constituency, and it would set a dangerous precedent if elected members are removed for the House for a long duration. So as a result of this, now the Supreme Court has come up with this verdict whereby it has obviously slammed the Maharashtra government. It has very clearly said, it has very clearly revoked the 1-year suspension of all these MLAs, calling it null, unconstitutional, illegal, and irrational. The court also said, the Apex Court also stated that MLAs cannot be suspended beyond one session and a 1-year suspension is beyond any permissible limits. So therefore, the Supreme Court has quashed and set aside this decision by the Maharashtra state government and has slammed the Maharashtra state government. So this, as you know, this happened sometime during the monsoon session in July last year when these 12 BJP MLAs were suspended from the House for allegedly abusing and manhandling the Speaker in chair and Shiv Sena legislator Bhaskar Jadhav. So that's where this entire, saga started, whereby a resolution to suspend the offending legislators were taken upon the demand of Sena MLA at that time, and also Minister Nawab Malik, the Sena MLA at that time, Sunil Prabhu. Was the one who had, sort of given this resolution. Right. So, and as a result of this had happened, and now the Supreme Court.
राधिका, आपका शुक्रिया.
Really hard.
जी बिल्कुल राधिका, आपका शुक्रिया इन तमाम जानकारी के लिए। तो आपको बता दें इस वक्त की बड़ी खबर आ रही है, जिस तरीके से हमारी सहयोगी राधिका भी बता रही थी, जुलाई में निलंबन किया गया था, सुप्रीम कोर्ट की तरफ से बड़ा फैसला है। हमारे सहयोगी हरीश नायर भी इस वक्त हमारे साथ जुड़े, इस पर और ज्यादा जानकारी देने के लिए। हरीश, इट मीन्स नाउ कोर्ट हैज अलाउड देम टू पार्टिसिपेट इन द असेंबली सेशन।
Yes, this is part of the operative portion read out by Justice Khanvilkar. He has said that now we are allowing these MLAs to participate in the assembly session and they have been reinstated for the remaining period. Otherwise, remember, these MLAs were suspended till July this year, and now it's just January, and it's a huge relief for the day, termed it as null, unconstitutional, illegal, and irrational, and said that we have absolutely no hesitation in revoking the suspension and allowing their petition. Remember, this judgment is perfectly in tune with the tone and tenor of the hearing, during which the bench had called it a danger to democracy and irrational, worse than expulsion and beyond permissible limits. Remember, during the hearing itself, Supreme Court had remarked that when you say that the action has to be rational, there should be some purpose of suspension, and the purpose is with regards to this session. It should not travel beyond that session. A suspension cannot travel beyond a particular session. As per rules, a suspension cannot be beyond 60 days, and the constituency cannot go unrepresented for a period of more than 6 months. This is very, very important observation from the Supreme Court. In this case, 12 constituencies go unrepresented for a period of 1 year. So this is what Supreme Court said while revoking the suspension of these 12 BJP MLAs. Remember, Supreme Court also pointed out that where a vacancy is there, elections have to be conducted. In case of suspension, there will not be an election. Supreme Court had also pointed to danger to democracy. Suppose the government enjoys a slender majority and 50 to 20 opposition MLAs are suspended. What would be the fate of the democracy? What happens in a trial of strength? And these were the very, very strong observations during the hearing. So it was very, very clear that the Supreme Court is all set to quash the suspension of these MLAs. Remember, what is very important is that the Supreme Court had even given Aryama Sundaram, who had appeared for the Maharashtra government, a chance to revoke the suspension, but he came back and said that we are still contesting this suspension. Remember, the bench had pointed out that as per relevant rules, Assembly has no power to suspend a member beyond 60 days. In this regard, the bench referred to Article 190, Clause 4 of the Constitution, which says that a seat will be deemed to have become vacant if a member remains absent in the House without his permission for a period of 60 days. So remember, court was hearing petition filed by 12 BJP MLAs suspended from Maharashtra Assembly on July 6 for 1 year for allegedly abusing and misbehaving with the presiding officer in chair, both inside and outside the assembly. But the Supreme Court has not commented on the merits of what they have done, but said that this punishment of 1 year is clearly excessive, illegal, surplus, amounted to expulsion, and unconstitutional. By saying so, the Supreme Court has, in a huge relief to the 12 BJP MLAs, revoked the suspension and reinstated them for the remaining period.
जी हरीश, आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया इन तमाम जानकारी के लिए। तो बीजेपी विधायकों के लिए राहत भरी खबर है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने दो टूक शब्दों में ये बात सामने रख दी है कि 1 साल के लिए, इतने लंबे समय तक के लिए विधायकों को निलंबित नहीं किया जा सकता। एक सेशन, एक सत्र ही इसके लिए काफी है।